My phone rings during my lunch break. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. Hello. A man's voice, cheerful and friendly. Hi, is this Lauren Whitaker? Yes, who's calling? My name is Steven. I just bought your car this morning. Beautiful vehicle. But I went to the DMV to transfer the title, and they said I need your signature too. Both owners have to sign. I set down my sandwich. Look out the window of my office at the parking lot below. I'm sorry, what car are you talking about? The Honda Accord. Silver. 2019 model. Your wife sold it to me this morning for $12,000. My coffee goes cold in my hand. The Honda Accord. The car I bought 2 years ago. The car that should be sitting in our driveway right now. That car is parked at my house, I say slowly. Steven pauses. Ma'am, it wasn't this morning. I picked it up at 8:30. Your wife had all the paperwork ready. We met at a coffee shop on Main Street. She seemed in a hurry, but everything looked legitimate. I stand up from my desk, walk to the window, stare out at nothing while my brain tries to process what I just heard. My wife sold our car. Without telling me. Without asking. Without my signature. Ma'am, are you still there? Steven asks. Yes. I'm here. My voice sounds strange. Too calm. I'm confused though. If you're on the title, shouldn't you have known about the sale? I should have. Yes. The words come out flat. Is there a problem? Steven's voice shifts. Less cheerful now. More concerned. I paid $12,000 cash. I have a bill of sale signed by your wife. But the DMV says I can't register it without both signatures. They won't let me drive it legally until you sign the transfer. I close my eyes. This isn't a mistake. This is a choice. A deliberate choice my wife made this morning while I was getting ready for work. While I was kissing her goodbye. While I was trusting her. I need to look into this, I tell Steven. Can I call you back? Please do. Soon. I'm supposed to start a new job Monday, and I need this car. We exchange numbers. I hang up and stand in my office staring at my phone. I don't go back to work. I tell my supervisor I have a family emergency. Not a lie. I drive home in my work sedan. The company car I use for client visits. When I pull into our driveway, the empty space confirms everything. The Honda is gone. Just an oil stain on the concrete where it usually sits. I sit in my car for a long moment. The house looks normal. Quiet suburban street. Neighbors' kids playing basketball. Mail truck making its rounds. Everything ordinary except for the fact that my wife sold our car without telling me and gave the money to God knows who. I unlock the front door. Walk through rooms that suddenly feel unfamiliar. Our home. The place we've lived together for 6 years. Marriage for 7. Together for 9 total. How did I miss this? How did I not see this coming? I go to our home office. Boot up the computer. Log into our joint bank account. There it is. Deposit this morning at 9:15. $12,000. I watch the screen. Refresh it. The deposit is already gone. Transferred out at 9:45. To an account I don't recognize. But the name attached makes my stomach drop. Brandon Holloway. Her ex-boyfriend. My name is Lauren Whitaker. I'm 34 years old. I work as a financial advisor for an investment firm in Portland, Oregon. I've always been practical. Responsible. The person people come to when they need help organizing their lives. I budget. I plan. I save. I don't make impulsive decisions. When I met my wife, Simone, 9 years ago, she was different from me. Spontaneous. Creative. Free-spirited. I thought we balanced each other. I thought my stability grounded her. I thought her energy lightened me up. I thought we were building something together. 2 years ago, we needed a second car. Simone's old sedan finally died. We'd been sharing my work vehicle, but it was becoming impossible with our schedules. So I saved up, took money from my personal savings. $15,000. Bought a certified pre-owned Honda Accord. Reliable. Good gas mileage. Perfect for our needs. Simone wanted it titled in both our names. So it feels like ours, she said. Like we're a real team. I agreed. I always agreed with her. That was my pattern. Keep the peace. Make her happy. Be the stable one who compromises. The car was registered jointly. Both our names on the title. But I paid for it. Every single dollar came from my account. From money I saved over 3 years. Simone contributed nothing financially. But I didn't care. We were married. What was mine was ours. That's what I believed. Looking at the bank statement now, I realize how wrong I was. What was mine was ours. But what was hers stayed hers. I scroll through our account history. Look at deposits and withdrawals over the past 6 months. My paycheck goes in every 2 weeks. $5,200 after taxes and retirement contributions. Simone's paycheck is smaller. She works part-time at an art gallery. About $1,800 every 2 weeks. Our bills are split proportionally based on income. I pay more because I earn more. That seemed fair. But now I'm seeing other transactions. Withdrawals Simone made. $300 here. $500 there. Small enough that I didn't question them. Groceries. Gas. Personal expenses. Except now I'm wondering where that money actually went. I pull up our credit card statements. More charges I don't recognize. Restaurants I've never been to. Stores in neighborhoods we don't visit. All on her card. All paid from our joint account. Her ex-boyfriend has always been a presence in our marriage. Not physically. Simone hasn't seen him in years. But in conversation. In stories. In casual mentions that happen just often enough to keep him alive between us. Brandon's going through a rough time, she'd say. He lost his job again. Or, Brandon's struggling with his mental health. I feel bad for him. Or, Brandon reached out asking for advice. He's really trying to get his life together. I thought her compassion was admirable. Thought it showed emotional maturity. Thought it meant she was kind and forgiving. I thought I was being the secure partner by not feeling threatened by her keeping loose contact with an ex. I was wrong. Looking at that bank transfer now, I realize I wasn't funding our future. I was funding hers. With him. Or at least funding his life while she played savior. $12,000. The exact amount Stephen paid for our car. Transferred to Brandon's account within 30 minutes of the sale. This wasn't spontaneous. This was planned. She knew exactly what she was doing. Simone gets home at 6:30. I hear her key in the lock. The door opens. She's humming. Actually humming. Some song I don't recognize. She walks into the kitchen where I'm sitting at the table. Sees me. Stops humming. Hey babe, you're home early. Her voice is light. Casual. No guilt. No nervousness. Like this is a normal Tuesday evening. Where's the car? I ask. My voice is calm. Neutral. She blinks. The pause is too long. Half a second too slow. What do you mean? The Honda. Where is it? Simone sets her purse on the counter. Oh, I was going to tell you about that. Tell me what? I traded it. Temporarily. A friend needed a car for a few weeks, and I said we could manage with one vehicle for a while. It's not a big deal. Her voice is so practiced. So smooth. Like she rehearsed this explanation. That's when I know for certain. She thought I wouldn't check. Thought I wouldn't question. Thought I'd just accept whatever story she told me. Which friend? I ask. Simone opens the refrigerator. Pulls out a bottle of water. Just someone from work. You don't know them. I watch her drink her water. Watch her move around the kitchen, starting dinner preparations. Watch her act like everything is normal. Stephen called me today, I say. Simone's hand freezes on the cutting board. Just for a second. Then she keeps chopping vegetables. Who's Stephen? The man who bought our car this morning for $12,000. The knife stops moving. She sets it down slowly. Turns to face me. I was going to tell you about that. You just said you traded it to a friend. Right. I meant I sold it. I misspoke. Her eyes are searching my face. Trying to gauge what I know. How much trouble she's in. You sold a car that's in both our names without asking me first. I meant to ask. It happened fast. He offered a good price, and I thought we could use the money. What money? It's already gone. Now she looks genuinely surprised. Like she didn't expect me to check the bank account. What are you talking about? The $12,000. Deposited at 9:15 this morning. Transferred to Brandon's account at 9:45. Simone's face goes pale. Then red. You're tracking my transactions now? That's controlling. The word controlling sits between us. Heavy. Accusatory. Designed to make me defensive. To shift this conversation from her actions to my response. I don't take the bait. Answer the question, I say quietly. Why did you transfer $12,000 to your ex-boyfriend? Simone crosses her arms. He needed help. He's going through a really hard time financially, and I wanted to help him get back on his feet. With our money. With my money. I sold the car. That makes it mine. The car we both own. That I paid for. Using my savings. She shakes her head. Once you gave me the car, it became ours. Community property. Which means I have as much right to sell it as you do. Except you need both signatures to transfer the title. Which is why Steven called me. Because the DMV won't let him register it without my signature. Simone's jaw tightens. So sign it. The sale is done. He has the car. Just sign the paperwork. No. The word comes out firm. Final. She stares at me. What do you mean no? I mean no. I'm not signing anything until I understand what's really happening here. Simone throws up her hands. What's happening is you're being unreasonable and making this harder than it needs to be. We stand in the kitchen not speaking. Simone turns back to the cutting board. Starts chopping again. Harder. Faster. I watch her for a moment. Then I stand up. I'm going out. Where? For a drive. I need to think. Lauren, don't be dramatic. But I'm already grabbing my keys. Walking to the door. As I leave, I hear her call after me. You're overreacting. We can talk about this like adults. I don't respond. Just get in my work car and drive. I don't have a destination. Just drive through neighborhoods as the sun sets. Thinking. Processing. Trying to understand how I missed this. How I didn't see my wife was capable of this level of deception. My phone buzzes. Text from Simone. I'm sorry I didn't tell you first. But Brandon really needed this help, and I knew you'd say no. Another text. You always have to control everything. This is why I can't talk to you about important things. Another. Just sign the transfer and we can move on. I turn off my phone. Keep driving. That night I don't go home. I check into a hotel. Not expensive. Just a place to sleep and think without Simone's presence clouding my judgment. I lie in the generic hotel bed staring at the ceiling, replaying the last few years of our marriage, looking for patterns I missed. There were signs. Small things I explained away. Times when Simone made financial decisions without consulting me. A vacation she booked without checking our budget. Furniture she bought on credit. Charges that appeared on our statements that she'd wave away as necessary expenses. I always let it go. Always chose peace over confrontation. Always thought being the bigger person meant accepting behavior I wasn't comfortable with. I was wrong. Being the bigger person means having boundaries. Means protecting yourself. Means not allowing someone to take advantage of your kindness. At 11 o'clock, I turn my phone back on. 7 missed calls from Simone. 3 voicemails. A dozen texts. I don't read them. Don't listen. Instead, I open my contacts. Find the number for Amanda Reeves, a divorce attorney I met at a networking event last year. We'd talked about investments, and she'd given me her card. I compose an email. Brief. Professional. Requesting a consultation. Send it. Then I call Steven, the man who bought the car. Steven answers on the second ring. Hello. Hi, Steven. It's Lauren Whitaker. We spoke earlier about the Honda. Oh, hi. Yes. Did you figure out what's going on? I did. And I need to be honest with you. I didn't know about this sale. I didn't authorize it. And I'm not going to sign the transfer. Silence on the other end. What does that mean for me? Steven asks carefully. It means the sale isn't valid. My wife had no legal right to sell a car that requires both signatures for transfer. But I paid her $12,000. I know. And I'm sorry you're caught in the middle of this. But that money is gone. She transferred it to someone else. Can I get it back? You'll need to pursue that through legal channels. But yes, you should be able to recover it. The sale was fraudulent. Steven breathes out slowly. This is a nightmare. I need that car for work. I gave her cash because she said it would be faster. Cash. Of course. Do you have a bill of sale? I ask. Yes. She signed it. Wrote out a receipt. Send me a copy. I'm going to need it. For what? To protect both of us. We exchange emails. Steven sends the documents within minutes. I review them. Simone's signature is clear. Confident. No hesitation. My signature is nowhere on the document. Just a forged version that looks nothing like my actual writing. The next morning, I meet with Amanda Reeves. Her office is downtown. Modern. Professional. She greets me with a firm handshake and genuine concern. Thank you for seeing me on short notice, I say. Of course. Your email sounded urgent. I tell her everything. The car sale. The money transfer. The ex-boyfriend. The pattern of financial decisions made without my input. Amanda takes notes. Asks questions. Her expression stays neutral, but I see recognition in her eyes. She's handled cases like this before. Your wife sold jointly owned property without your consent, Amanda says when I finish. She transferred marital funds to a third party without disclosure. And she's attempting to pressure you into validating a fraudulent transaction. Can she do that legally? No. Community property laws require both spouses to consent to major financial decisions. Selling a car absolutely qualifies. What are my options? Amanda leans back in her chair. Several. First, you file a police report for fraud. Second, you contact the DMV and place a hold on the title transfer. Third, you freeze all joint accounts to prevent further unauthorized transactions. Fourth, you file for legal separation or divorce to protect yourself going forward. The words hit me. Divorce. I came here for advice. But hearing it said out loud makes it real. I leave Amanda's office with a plan. A folder full of documents. Contact information for the police department's fraud division. Instructions for the DMV. Steps to protect my finances and my future. First stop is the DMV. I bring all my documentation. Title. Registration. Identification. Bill of sale from Stephen. The clerk reviews everything. You want to place a hold on the title transfer? She asks. Yes. The vehicle was sold without my authorization. I'm one of 2 owners on the title. She types on her computer. I can flag this. No transfer will be processed without both signatures verified in person. Thank you. Ma'am, you should know the buyer may file a complaint. He paid for a vehicle he can't legally drive. I understand. He has options to recover his money through legal channels. The clerk nods. Processes the hold. Prints confirmation. I walk out with proof that the car sale is officially blocked. Next, I go to our bank. Request a freeze on all joint accounts pending legal review. The banker is sympathetic but firm. This requires both account holders to agree to lift the freeze. That's what I want. Within an hour, our accounts are locked. No withdrawals. No transfers. Nothing moves without both of us present. My phone starts ringing around 2 o'clock. Simone. I let it go to voicemail. She calls again. Again. I turn off my phone. Check into a different hotel. Stay off grid. That evening, I turn my phone back on. 23 missed calls. 15 voicemails. 30 plus texts. I read the texts. They follow a predictable pattern. First, confusion. Where are you? Why aren't you answering? Then, frustration. The buyer keeps calling me asking about the title. What did you do? Then anger. You froze our accounts? Are you serious? I can't access any money. Then desperation. Lauren, please. We need to talk. This is getting out of hand. I don't respond. Instead, I call Amanda. The accounts are frozen. The title transfer is blocked. What's next? Now we wait, she says. Let the pressure build. Let her realize the consequences of her actions. When she's ready to negotiate from a position of honesty, we'll engage. And if she doesn't, then we proceed with divorce proceedings and let the court sort out the assets. I thank her and hang up. Order room service. Eat dinner alone. Sleep better than I have in months. 2 days later, my phone rings. Not Simone. Her mother. I answer. Lauren, what's going on? Victoria's voice is tight. Worried. Your mother-in-law is concerned. Did Simone tell you what happened? She said you two had a fight about money, and now you're punishing her by freezing your accounts and refusing to cooperate with a car sale. I almost laugh. That's the version she told her parents. The sanitized story that makes me the villain. That's not quite accurate, I say calmly. Simone sold our car without my knowledge or consent. She gave the $12,000 to her ex-boyfriend. When I found out, I took steps to protect our marital assets. Silence. She gave money to Brandon? Victoria's voice changes. $12,000. The same day she sold the car. Lauren, I had no idea. She told us you were being controlling about finances. I'm being protective. There's a difference. More silence. Then Victoria speaks quietly. I need to call you back. She hangs up. 20 minutes later, Simone's father calls. The conversation is shorter. Colder. Did you really give $12,000 to Brandon? He asks his daughter in the background. I hear Simone's voice. Defensive. Making excuses. Her father gets back on the phone. We'll talk to her. I'm sorry you're dealing with this. The family dynamics shift. The narrative Simone tried to build crumbles when confronted with facts. On day 3, Brandon calls. I don't answer. He calls again. Leaves a voicemail. Lauren, this is Brandon. Listen, I didn't know this would cause problems between you and Simone. She told me you both agreed to help me out. If I'd known it was going to blow up like this, I wouldn't have accepted the money. But I already used it to pay off some debts, so I can't give it back right now. Maybe we can work out a payment plan or something. I save the voicemail. Forward it to Amanda. She responds within minutes. This is excellent evidence. He's admitting receipt of marital funds. We can use this. Brandon calls Simone. I know because she texts me. Brandon is freaking out. Says you contacted him. What did you say? I don't respond. Let her panic. Let her wonder what I'm doing. What I know. What's coming next. The uncertainty is more powerful than any confrontation. That night, Stephen calls. I filed a complaint with the police. Fraud and theft by deception. They're opening an investigation. I'm sorry you're going through this, I say. Not your fault. But I want my money back, and I want resolution. My lawyer says I have a strong case against your wife. Do what you need to do. Will you cooperate with the investigation? Absolutely. The police contact me on day 5. Detective Morrison. Mid-40s. Professional. Direct. Mrs. Whitaker, we're investigating a fraud complaint filed by Stephen Chun regarding the sale of a vehicle titled in your name. I'm aware. I didn't authorize the sale. We've reviewed the documentation. The bill of sale shows only your wife's signature. The title transfer was blocked by the DMV due to missing authorization. And we've confirmed the money was transferred to a third party, not used for marital expenses. That's all correct. We'd like you to come in and make a formal statement. I meet with Detective Morrison the next day. Bring all my documentation. Bank statements. Title. Bill of sale. Email exchanges with Stephen. Everything organized. Everything clear. Morrison reviews it all. This is pretty straightforward fraud, she says. Your wife sold property she didn't have authority to sell, accepted payment, transferred the funds elsewhere, and attempted to coerce you into validating the transaction after the fact. Will charges be filed? That's up to the prosecutor. But based on the evidence, I'd say it's likely. Fraud over $10,000 is a felony in this state. Felony. The word sits heavy. Simone could face criminal charges. Part of me feels guilty. Part of me knows this is the consequence of her choices. That evening, Simone shows up at the hotel. I don't know how she found me. Maybe tracked my credit card. Maybe called around. She knocks on my door. Lauren, please. We need to talk. I open the door. She looks terrible. Hasn't slept. Hair messy. Eyes red. Can I come in? I step aside. Let her enter. We sit on opposite sides of the room. I'm sorry, she says. I should have told you about the car. I should have asked first. Why didn't you? Because I knew you'd say no. You always say no when it comes to Brandon. Because Brandon is your ex-boyfriend who constantly needs money. That's not our responsibility. Simone wipes her eyes. He's not just an ex. He was my best friend for years. I can't just abandon him when he's struggling. You can't bankrupt us to save him either. She looks down. I wasn't trying to bankrupt us. I just wanted to help. With $12,000 of our money. Money I saved. Money from a car I bought. Without asking me. Without telling me. Without considering how it would affect our future. I was going to tell you. When? After he spent it all. After it was too late for me to do anything about it. Simone sits in silence. No more excuses. No more deflections. Just quiet acknowledgement that she got caught. The police are investigating, I say quietly. They're calling it fraud. Stephen filed charges. Her head snaps up. Charges? Criminal charges. You sold a car you didn't have authority to sell. You took money under false pretenses. You gave it to someone else. What did you think would happen? I thought you'd just sign the transfer and we'd move on. You thought wrong. Simone stands up. Starts pacing. This is insane. You're my wife. You're supposed to support me. Not destroy my life over one mistake. One mistake. I repeat. This wasn't a mistake. This was a series of deliberate choices. You planned this. You executed it. You hid it from me. And when you got caught, you tried to manipulate me into covering for you. I wasn't manipulating you. What do you call telling your parents I'm controlling? What do you call pressuring me to sign documents? What do you call freezing me out of decisions about our shared assets? She has no answer. Just stands there, arms wrapped around herself, looking small and defeated. What happens now? She asks quietly. I pull an envelope from my bag. Hand it to her. Divorce papers. Filed this morning. You're being served officially tomorrow, but I wanted to tell you in person. Simone stares at the envelope. Doesn't open it. You're divorcing me over this? I'm divorcing you because I can't trust you. Because you chose your ex over our marriage. Because you committed fraud with our assets. Because when given the choice between honesty and deception, you chose deception every time. We can fix this. We can go to counseling. No, we can't. This isn't a communication problem. This is a character problem. Simone's eyes fill with tears. Real ones this time. Not manipulation. Just genuine realization that this is really happening. I never meant to hurt you, she says. But you did. Intentionally. Repeatedly. And now you have to live with the consequences. I stand up. Gather my things. I'm staying with my sister for now. My lawyer will be in touch about asset division. The police will contact you about the investigation. And Stephen's lawyer will probably serve you with a civil suit. For what? Recovery of the $12,000 you stole from him. I didn't steal it. He gave it to me willingly. For a car you couldn't legally sell. That's called fraud. I walk to the door. Simone doesn't try to stop me. Just stands in the middle of the hotel room looking lost. Lauren, she says as I reach for the handle. I turn back. I loved you. I still do. Loving someone means considering them, protecting them, building a future together. You did none of those things. You loved the version of me that didn't question you. That's not the same thing. I leave. Drive to my sister's house across town. Rebecca meets me at the door. Hugs me tight. I heard what happened. Mom called. Are you okay? I will be, I say. And for the first time since this started, I believe it. The next day, Simone is officially served with divorce papers. The day after that, she's contacted by police for formal questioning. The day after that, Stephen's lawyer files a civil suit for recovery of funds and damages. I watch it all unfold from a distance. Protected. Removed. Clear about my choices. Simone tries to call. I don't answer. She texts. I don't respond. She emails. I forward everything to my lawyer. The boundary is absolute. The message is clear. We're done. The court date for the fraud case arrives 6 weeks later. I'm required to testify. Simone sits at the defendant's table with a public defender. Couldn't afford a private lawyer. The prosecutor presents evidence. The bill of sale. The title showing 2 owners. The bank transfer to Brandon. Stephen's testimony about the cash payment. My testimony about never authorizing the sale. The detective's report. It's overwhelming. Clear. Undeniable. Simone's lawyer tries to argue it was a misunderstanding between spouses. The prosecutor shuts it down. The defendant sold property she had no legal right to sell. Accepted payment. Transferred those funds to a third party. And attempted to coerce the legal owner into validating the fraudulent transaction. This isn't a marital dispute. This is fraud. The judge listens to both sides. Reviews the evidence. Leans back in his chair. I've seen a lot of cases in this courtroom. But this one is particularly troubling because it involves a breach of trust within a marriage. The defendant knowingly sold property she couldn't legally transfer. She took money under false pretenses. And she gave those funds to someone else, leaving the buyer without recourse and her spouse without their shared asset. He looks at Simone. Do you have anything to say? She stands. I made a mistake. I was trying to help someone I cared about. I didn't think about the consequences. That much is clear. The judge rules quickly. Guilty on all charges. Simone is ordered to return the $12,000 to Stephen. She's also ordered to pay court costs and legal fees. She's placed on probation for 2 years. Community service. Financial counseling required. Her criminal record now includes a fraud conviction. Stephen gets his money back. Eventually. Through garnishment of Simone's wages. It takes months, but he's made whole. The divorce proceeds separately. Asset division is straightforward. I get the car. What's left in our accounts? My retirement. Simone gets her personal belongings. Her debts. Her consequences. We don't speak during the proceedings. Everything goes through lawyers. Clean. Professional. Final. The divorce is granted 4 months after I filed. Irreconcilable differences. Breach of trust. Fraud. All documented. All part of the record. When it's over, I feel lighter. Not happy exactly. Not triumphant. Just free. Free from deception. Free from managing someone else's poor choices. Free from carrying the weight of a relationship where I was the only one building while she was taking. I buy a new car. This time it's only in my name. A reliable sedan. Nothing fancy. Just mine. I drive it off the lot with the windows down. Music playing. Breathing easier than I have in years. 6 months after the divorce, I run into Brandon at a grocery store. He sees me first. Looks like he wants to disappear. But I walk up to him. "Lauren," he says nervously. "Hi. How's life treating you?" I ask. Not angry. Just curious. He shifts his weight. "It's been tough. Simone and I aren't talking anymore. She blames me for everything that happened." "Do you blame yourself?" He looks down. I should have asked more questions. Should have realized something was wrong when she showed up with $12,000 in cash. But I was desperate, and I took it anyway. We all make choices, I say. We all live with them. I pay for my groceries and leave. Don't look back. Don't think about him again. Simone never contacts me after the divorce. No apology. No explanation. No closure. Just silence. And that's fine. I don't need her words. Don't need her regret. Don't need anything from her at all. I rebuild my life. Slowly. Carefully. My finances recover. My credit stays perfect. My career advances. I learn what I should have known all along. That loving someone doesn't mean accepting their worst behavior. That partnership requires mutual respect. That protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. People ask sometimes if I'm dating. If I'm ready to try again. Not yet. Maybe someday. For now, I'm content being alone. Being whole. Being enough for myself. Because the smartest thing I did wasn't punishing Simone. It was protecting myself. Leaving with my dignity intact. Moving forward without looking back. When someone shows you they value someone else more than your partnership, believe them. When they choose deception over honesty, believe that too. And when you finally walk away, don't second guess it. Some relationships end because of big dramatic moments. Ours ended because I finally understood what I deserved. And it wasn't someone who'd sell our shared assets to fund her ex's lifestyle. Know your worth. Protect your peace. Never co-sign disrespect. Not even from someone who promised to love you.